This is a Ryan Little production.
So let's see what we can do. Welcome back. No, AutoCAD is the last thing I need. That's what was missing right there. So the question is, one of these is incorrect. Either the chord distance or the length is incorrect. So I just saw. I actually show the acres correctly. We just had it wrong before. Okay. And it's taking forever to open and save. How's it going?
Good.
Good. Great.
How about you?
It's going. I think I'm going to leave at 5. I don't know what your plans were, but.
Okay. But I do want to ask you a question.
Okay.
Is it okay from Wednesday if I work half a day?
Yeah. It'd be okay.
My birthday.
What? Which half of the day are you going to work?
Uh-huh.
Are you coming in late because you're going out partying the night before, or are you leaving early because you're going out partying the night out? No? Well, I would say that was your birthday.
Things to do on Wednesday night.
Oh, yeah, babe. Find something. I would say that was your birthday lunch, but I didn't know about that coming up, so I guess we'll have to do another one.
Oh, you know.
So there were a couple things that I wanted to go over that that I noticed that you, I don't want to use the word struggling with, but some concepts that I felt you weren't quite grasping with view templates when we were doing the custom modifications. And then I want to go over the project versus True North.
Okay.
Mostly because what I found is, no offense, but I have to check. So,
yeah.
And in checking your work, it's hard for me to go in and draw these lines at these coordinates because True North is rotated. So I'm drawing them in at the coordinates, and then it's rotated not quite the way I expected it to. So hopefully in the next 30 minutes, I'm going to kind of go over those couple things, and then what I want you to do is I want you to kind of go do an hour of, okay, let's see if we can grasp these concepts and do a couple things on a project or make up a project or something and see if you can reinforce what I'm going to show you, because I know when I sit over here and I'm the one clicking and typing and stuff like that, it's hard to actually enforce it. So when I get done with this, I want you to go back and kind of just see if you can enforce what I'm going over.
Okay.
So the first thing I want to go over are view templates and how I use them and how I feel that they should be implemented in Revit. Not everybody uses them the same way, and how that affects the visibility graphics of one view versus many views. Okay, so one thing that I've noticed is that when, especially, and I noticed it mostly in the design option projects, we have view templates that are assigned to views, and then we have view templates that we use to modify the visibility graphics of views. Okay, and what I noticed is that instead of using the view template to modify views, you're assigning it to a view or you're changing a view template, and what happens is that has a trickle-down effect on all the views in the project. So I want to give you a quick example. This view right here, this is in the Rizzo? Nope, this is Sandberg. And I believe it originally had this. I've done a bunch of, let me see if I can just undo a bunch of stuff real quick. Okay, so I believe, yes, this has site plan assigned to it. And I don't know if you duplicated, can't remember if Sandberg already had, Sandberg Tutor, this is probably the first site plan in this one. So the other view that had the site plan assigned to it was the slab plan. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you real quick what I think you did is you went through and you modified a couple things in the visibility graphics. Like, so you went into the view, you went into site plan, and then you modified some things here, maybe scale, maybe how things show up. And then if we go back to site plan here, you see what we've done. Okay, so when a view is assigned, and that's because, oh, hold on a second, that has a different one. Not sure why I didn't check that. I didn't check to see if that had the same one. Apparently it did not. So that's my bad. I assumed that that change had happened when you were working on this, but it did not. So the point being is that when a site plan is assigned to a view, you want to make sure that anything that you change after clicking on this, you want to happen to every other view that uses that. Okay, so if, say for instance, if we go into, this one is actually a good example because it has multiple design options. So if we go to front elevation 2 car, we see that it uses the exterior elevation view template, as well as front elevation 2.5 car. So that means if I'm in this view, and I click this, and I start changing things here, it's going to affect every other view that view template is assigned to. And if you're not sure, you want, like, or maybe if you're mischievous and you don't want to see how many views I'm about to mess up, you can go to view templates, and under manage view templates, so we can select, what was that, exterior elevation? And we can see number of views with this template assigned. So there's 12 views with this template assigned to it. So another good example, let's just go look at that site plan. So there's only one view with that assigned to it, and slab layout plan, there's 3 views, probably 2, 2.5, and 3 car. Garage slab plan, there's none assigned to that one. Okay, so if it has a view template assigned to it, just know that when you're in this dialog box changing things, it changes everything for all the views that that's assigned to. Okay, now what we have set up is for, I'm trying to think of, trying to think of a sheet where we just, okay, so for instance, the area plans. There's not a whole lot that we document in the area plans, so instead of making other views, it's quicker to just change the design option. Okay, so one of the things that you can do using view templates is, and it's kind of weird with the terminology. Okay, if I select this, I can see that area analysis is the view template that is assigned to this view. Okay, however, if I go into this, and you know what these checkboxes mean, right? Okay, so if I come down here to design options, it should be unchecked, but it's not. Okay, so I'm going to uncheck that for now, right? I'm going to hit OK. Now I unchecked that, so which views did that affect?
That one.
It affected all of the ones that view template is assigned to. Okay, so if I come to this one and go to area analysis, I can see that that's unchecked there. So I'm going to check it here, and then I'm going to come to this one, and it's checked. Okay, so that affects everything. So what I was trying to get you to do at one point was to come in here, and let's say that we're switching this set from 3 car to 2.5 car. Okay, to make things easier, instead of making another area plan with another area type, because every time we make a new area plan, we have to have a different schedule for it. Okay, so instead of going through all that, what we've done is we can just come in here, right? And we can say for the area plan, okay, so we can actually do this, apply template properties, and hopefully there is a 2.5 car option. I'm just going to check real quick. Now we can see this view template. The only thing that it's going to apply is the design option, right? Okay, and just to make sure, it's going to apply the 2.5 car garage. So when I hit OK, it's going to switch that, and then all we have to do is move these lines. Okay, and then that view is done. We don't have to put another view on and rename it and all that stuff. Does that make sense?
Yes.
You following me? You smell what I'm cooking? Okay. All right, so the difference between assigning a view template and applying view template properties is that when I apply view template properties to this, apply template properties, I'm only applying it to this one view. Okay? So it's not going to mess with the other views that the template is assigned to. I would have to go and do it to that one also. Okay? And the same thing with schedules. I've seen this in some of your schedules too, where if you go into the template, the properties, see this has a view template 3 car assigned to it. We don't want view templates assigned to schedules.
Okay.
But you can go in and let's say this schedule, area schedule here. I think that's the right one. We can assign template properties 2.5 car. Oh no. 3 car. That should be, oh, it's not going to update it because we actually have to move this line. That's right. Oh, it's this one. It's this one right here. So room finish schedule. Go here. No view templates assigned. That's fine. So if I come here, apply template properties. Let's go 2.5 car. So that'll change to 2.5 car. Okay. I didn't change the view template. I just changed that property that I can update. Okay. Now, in the view template itself, if this has a checkbox next to it, then when I apply view template properties, it won't change it if there's a checkbox in the view template that is assigned to the view. Okay, so essentially what we're doing here is if we have a view that has all these checkboxes, okay, let's say that this is an area analysis view. I don't know if you can see that or not. Let's say this is area analysis. Okay, and we've got this view template that has all these properties that are locked in place with those check marks. If we come in and we say apply view template properties properties, okay, if we come in and do that here, what it's going to do is it's going to check to see which checkboxes, all right, in this view template are checked. Okay, so if we have, I want to make sure I match the right number of boxes. Okay, so if we come and we apply view template properties here, and we'll make this one red. No, we won't. There we go. Okay, the only ones that it's going to actually fill are the ones that are empty. Here. Okay, so this is the only one that gets this property here. Everything else is already full, so we can't put anything in it. It's basically locking it, pinning it, making sure can't change it. Okay, so this is open, so the only thing that's going to come in when we do that assign or apply template properties is the VG overrides design options box, because it's checked. That's the only thing that's going to be able to come in if it's empty in the other one. So we're basically like filling those gaps. Okay, makes sense?
Yeah, makes sense.
Okay. And then to confuse things even more, that's not to be confused with See, if I'm just in visibility graphics, this is all grayed out. Why?
Because nothing is selected, or is it?
I'm in the view.
Because it's none. It's not a template to apply to it, right?
Opposite. I can't change anything because it's locked by the view template.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
So if I go look at the view template for this as a view template, right? Override model, VG overrides model is checked, which means that everything that's set in this, in the view template, I cannot change in the VG overrides model template here, or the dialog box here. And that's the same for everything here because it's all checked. Okay. See, even the design options is checked. Right? So just to reinforce that real quick, I'm going to come here to perspectives. I'm going to uncheck VG overrides design options, visibility graphics. Uncheck that. Hit OK. And now I'm going to go to visibility graphics in this view. And now you can see that I can change that. It was locked before, but now it's open. Okay? Any questions about visibility graphics, view templates, applying view?
So the view templates that are that you apply, say it's locked, and you can go into that view the actual view, and you can apply. Well, you can uncheck it. Will that just apply to that one, or is it gonna change anything?
Good question. Good question. So when think about the context of what the command is, okay? So if I right click this and I say apply view templates, what am I applying view template properties to?
Would it be the 3D view?
Yeah, just that one view.
Okay.
Okay. Now think about going into view templates, manage view templates, and then editing one of these view templates. What am I applying a change to here?
Is it gonna be all of them?
Yeah, because I'm changing the view template.
Okay.
So the view template itself, right? So we've got the view template. Okay, it goes out to all these different views. Okay, so if I change a setting in the view template, all right, so if I change something in the view template, what it's going to do is it's going to go change it to all the views that that view template is assigned to. Okay, so that they match. All right. Now let's say we have, let's say in these views, we have a property that is not set in the view template. It's unchecked in the view template. Okay, so in Revit, it's unchecked. Okay, that'll be what's blue here. All right, so that means that I can go to this view and I can change it to something completely else. Okay, because it's unchecked, right? And then I can go to this view and I can change it to something completely different, right?
Okay.
But if I go into the view template, okay, so before I say that, I can even go into the view template and I can change it here, but if it's unchecked, it's not going to change anything in these other views.
Okay.
All right, now the second that I go in and I check that, okay, that's when Revit goes, oh, okay, and it makes that change in all the views.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense.
Okay. All right. Hey, we're doing good. That was only like 10 minutes. Okay. So regarding true versus project orientation. Okay. So what is your understanding of of true, what am I trying to say? Project orientation, Project North versus True North. What's your understanding of that?
My understanding is when you're in Revit, when you apply the True North, then it's going to be rotated, or it's going to be the actual site. But if you put it to what's the other one?
Project North, yeah.
Wait, maybe that's the opposite.
Well, just keep going. Keep going through your thought process, and then we'll correct it.
Project North is the actual. I mean, it's gonna be 90 degrees or however you see it in Revit.
Right. Okay. You're correct. So what happens is inevitably, the world is round, and like Tulsa downtown's on a grid, right? So everything in downtown Tulsa, all the properties look like this, right? Or something like this, right? So what happens is you get something like this that you're trying to fit on a sheet like this, and because it's rotated, it doesn't fit. But as soon as you rotate it to be orthogonal to the sheet, it works, okay? So let's say that your True North, okay, you've got some properties that look like this, right? True North is this way because that's magnetic north. Well, in our case, it's going to be the way that the compass needle points is north, okay? So, because we live in Tulsa and not the North Pole, so we don't have to worry about what magnetic north actually is for the purposes of this, okay? So what happens is, let's say we want to put this property right here on a sheet like this. I'm going to go ahead and make 2 sheets, all right? So if we wanted to do a proper site plan, we could do something like this. Yes, sorry. Okay, we could do something like this. Okay, to clean it up, we could rotate that just a little bit so that it's this. What happens is we have to, and True North is this way on this one. Okay, but what happens is that True North starts pointing that way. Okay, this would be True North, and this would be Project North. For our Patriot home building projects, all of our Project North has the entrance on the south, plan south. Okay, so in this case, this is plan north, plan south, plan east, plan west. So, and this is a good system to use if you're talking to somebody about a project that's rotated. If it's rotated extreme, where you start talking about it and you're looking at it and it's like the north side of the project, and somebody's like, oh, time out, north what? Right? Because you're looking at the top of the plan, but north might actually be like somewhere over here. Because it's a long project, and then we had to rotate it to fit on the sheet or something. So you can say plan north, plan south. Now, if you're looking at the site plan and you're talking about civil components, there's a tree on the northeast of the project. That's when you want to start using the True North orientation stuff. Okay, so with that in mind, okay, what we want to make sure is that we want to, the easiest way to reproduce these Patriot home building projects is to make sure that just south is always down. Especially in project orientation. And I think what I'm experiencing here is a product of the way I showed you how to do these. I showed you how to do True North and then rotate and all that stuff. And I think the easiest way to do this is going to be to leave True and Project North just straight up and down, and go in and sketch the property lines and then rotate them to be parallel with the house. I think that's going to be the easiest way to do it. Now with a custom home, it's a little bit different because we don't have to worry about reproducing it over and over again. Okay. So what what I want to show you real quick is how to recenter this project so that when we sketch future project lines, property lines, it comes in at 0 is straight across and 90 is straight up and down.
Okay.
All right. So what we're going to do real quick is under masking and site. Knew it was in there somewhere. Nope. Manage. All right. So I want to be sure I'm in a project north. Undo. Okay. So we're not in a view template, so I can set this to, and actually I'm going to go ahead and set true north. So we had rotated true north maybe from a previous project or something, I'm not sure. But I want to go ahead and rotate true north, and I want this to be straight up and down. Right. So we're good with that. And then we're going to make this project north. Right, it looks like it's already, project north is a little bit more limited because you can only rotate it in 90 degree or 180 degree increments, or you just select the line and it says, well, this is the one that I want to be north south. It looked like it did have to rotate a couple things there. So what I can do now is I can double check and come in and let's see, enter these distances. We're just going to say 120.32. We're going to say that's north. Have you figured out these coordinate systems yet?
Not really.
They can be a little complicated. Take some time because you see me and I'm sitting here trying to figure out which way I'm going. Takes a little bit. So this one's going to be going 70 south. Is that right? Well, let's find out. 0759 east. That doesn't seem right, but we'll see what happens. 120.32. 120.32. Gonna be south. 89.5203 west. Insert 70 north. 0759 west. I don't think this is completely not going to work out the way I want it to. Yeah. This is 70. Oh, I wanted to go north and east. That's what happened. Here we go. Okay, so now when I tag these guys, I'm going to go load property tag in, the original one. It should match the 89.5201. Now the north and the east don't match, okay? This says south and east. Let me see what these other ones say. I think I've got it oriented the wrong direction. But what I would do from here is rotate it whatever it needs to be in order to, you know, it's, so now the numbers are opposite. 0759 southeast. So what I would do from here is I would, if it needs to be rotated, okay, to fit on this, I rotate it 90. I'm going to ignore the numbers right now because at the end of the day, we're just going to go in here and we're going to turn these off, and we're just going to have the distances. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in and I'm going to make this parallel by just aligning that right there, and then I can move this to be whatever dimension from one side or the other that it needs to be. Okay. So what I'd like for you to do is to go through the graces, because those are really rotated for some reason. See if you can go and recenter those to True North and Project North, and then also see if you can get the I know the site plan was messed up on that one because it looked like it was rotated just a little. See if you can see if you can get it to where it's straight again, because the floor plan's rotated just a little bit. Everything's rotated just a little bit, I think, from the Project and True North rotations that were happening. Now, let me ask before I accuse. No, I'm not accusing you, but were you trying to get the property lines to rotate using the True North and the Project North?
Yes.
Okay, not a big deal. It's not very difficult to mess those up. It's it's not a system that a lot of people use or understand, so don't worry about it. But I think a good way to help you understand more is try to get it back to where it was.
Okay.
And you'll see when you open the Grace model, if you go to the floor plan and you go to the slab plan, you'll see everything looks just a little bit off.
Okay.
Okay. And we need to see if we can try to fix that.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
Any questions?
With the where did you go again with the True Project?
How to get them back?
True North. It was in the ribbon.
Yeah.
I can't remember where you went.
So you have to have the view oriented to which one you want to change.
Okay.
If you're in Project North and you try to rotate True North, it won't let you. If you're in True North and you try to rotate Project North, it won't let you.
Okay.
So if you want to mess with Project North, you have to be in Project North orientation. The same with True North. And then I think it's under Manage. So Manage, Position, and then rotate True North and rotate Project North are under there. All right.
All right.
All right.
All right. Thank you.
I'm going to head out for the day. Yeah, feel free to go ahead and stay and just lock up when you're done. There's nothing to turn off downstairs, so you should just be able to walk out.
Okay.
All right. And let me know if you need anything. All right. I think that's going to be it for the day.